And it looks like it will be Sky Temple indeed. So, I still believe I am correct when I say we've only seen Cursed Hollow and we've only seen Sky Temple on stream today. People love these big maps. What can I say? So, VMX, first pick, first ban, and apparently the map pick itself. Can we see a Vikings? I'm still working on the timing on that, but it's likely to be a Vikings ban. That's what they've always been banning here on these bigger maps. If it's not going to be that, it's probably a Sylvanas, an Illidan, or a Brightwing. Those are definitely the top three after the Vikings, and there it is. So one of these days they will actually listen to me and just hit the buttons when I go, but not today. Not today. So the flip side, Puszek, again, Brightwing, Illidan, Sylvanas, Anubarak, those are kind of the big names that come up to us. Whoever doesn't get banned is almost guaranteed to get picked at this point. It just seems to be the way that we'd like to play this game. That was actually a pretty decent break. I got some new water, had a little bit of a snack. It's 1:17 p.m. here. We went live at 10, so I had breakfast at like 8, and yeah, got a little antsy there. So Kael'thas is actually gonna be the ban here from Puszek. I don't think we've seen a Kael'thas ban at all this entire weekend, but there it is. So of course, if you get right through those bans, Sylvanas first pick, VMX, they absolutely adore, and they will pick up a Sylvanas every single time that they can. Puszek here, they could go for the Illidan comp. I'm not entirely too sure they're confident to go for an Illidan comp, but it would definitely be like an Illidan Uther or an Illidan Jaina. There's no Kael'thas, but Jaina, Vala, Illidan, Brightwing, Anubarak, very likely is some kind of combo of these very first up. Timer was a liar today. I'm sorry. So we're just going to wait for the pick. Yeah. And it will be Jaina and Brightwing. So yeah, that combination of heroes, it's just too good to give up right now. Like if you have the chance to take him, you should be taking the chance and solidifying those. So if it's not going to be a Jaina or a Kael'thas or a Sylvanas, the last one really there for the ranged aspect is Vala, the big popular ones. This is where VMX I would expect to put a Nubarak or a Mirrodin. They adore their Mirrodin. They've only played one game without him. They still won, but they love Mirrodin. So it's either going to be him or the Beetleman. The Beetleman is just, he's in every game. If he's not picked, he's banned. And if he's not banned, he's picked. Very rarely do you ever not see that. So VMX with the Tyrael. They did this last round, very effectively last round as well. But will be the Tyrael solo? Or will he be joined by Mirrodin? Will he be joined by a Nubarak? The Brightwing's already on the table, so Uther or Malfurion for the support for VMX. This is where Puszek needs to kind of figure out what their core of their team is going to be. I fully expect to see a warrior and a DPS here. But who to DPS? Still can be an Illidan comp. If they go Uther, Illidan, and they got the Brightwing, that could definitely do some things. Illidan and Abathur, Brightwing, we've seen that combo. This would be the third time in a row we would see that combo if they do want to go there. Where's the Gazlo love, man? Where's the Sergeant Hammer love? I mean, this is capture the point style map. It's Sky Temple. Let's get some point defense going. I fully expect not to see them. Yeah, and here's the Anubarak for the front line. They do not want to give an Anubarak Tyrael Dream Team away. Into the back, though, unless it's going to be like some kind of Abathur, I fully expect to see... Who's left? Jaina, Sylvanas... If they want to put someone back there, it's got to be a Falstad. If not, it's going to be a Flex. Could be double Flex. If it's not that, it's Zeratul. Nothing else really comes to mind for a strategy here. Oh, jeez. Go down the right pipe, please. All right, there we go. All right, coughing fit is over, I swear. Sorry about that. Time pool, 40 seconds and counting. Puszek not entirely too sure. All right, there's the one flex. Curious to see what the next one will be. This is not a very damaging team, I gotta say. VMX could very likely just take a Malfurion, Muradin, and just be ready. Like, just be done and ready. It's not a very big damage team here from Puszek. Like, there's no big burst. They only got the Jaina. There's no Kael'thas available, and Sylvanas Vala already taken. The Tyrande coming in with the Hunter's Mark will be good, but it really depends on what that last pick from Puszek is going to be. So I still suspect to see a Malfurion here. But will it be the Muradin? Will it be an Abathur? We need a healer of some kind, and a lone healer like this with no flex or no other support, I highly doubt we'll see an Illidan. VMX has been playing really to their strengths with double warrior and double heals. Will it be double heals, I wonder? They're going to take an Uther. If they're taking an Uther, they still might take an Illidan, but I'd be very surprised. Illidan, Tyrael, Uther. They just won with this comp. No, they didn't have the Uther. They had the Abathur. Abathur, Brightwing. But still, Illidan and Tyrael by themselves, good divers. And you set up for that nice backline of Vala Sylvanas. Zeratul? Don't think we need a Zeratul. I'm rather surprised they didn't take the Malfurion. But, the Uther does bring a stun. Malfurion only brings roots. And even then, sometimes it's hard to land those roots. So the Fist of Judgment will be good. The big person to use it on, I guess, would be a Nubarak or Jaina. I highly expect to see a Divine Shield, not a Storm. I guess it really depends on what VMX wants to do. I mean, they have had a lot of success with double heals, double warrior. If this is not going to be a heal or a warrior, it's got to be an Illidan. Either that or they're going to do something that I haven't seen today. Something a little out of the ordinary. You still got to kind of predict what Puszek is going to go for that last slot. If they choose wrong, it's tournament life on the line here. And it's, well, all right, it will be the double warrior. I guess they're going to go for a Mosh, or they're going stage dive to counteract the global presence of Brightwing. No, I'd probably still go with Mosh. Yeah, I might actually go more towards a Mosh in this regard. Mosh and Strafe from Vala. Use the front-loading stuns of Tyrael and Uther to set it up. All right, so what can Puszek do? They got a Nubarak, they got a Tyrande, they got a Brightwing. They're low on damage. Who could they go? It will be a Zeratul. All right, so they're the ones that are going to get the melee out of it. The Zeratul feels like it's going to be very hit or miss, especially against this comp. He's going to get kited out by Sylvanas Vala. He can get judgmented easily by Tyrael. The stun, the Mosh. The VP is really going to be the big defining thing here. But we don't really have a huge wombo to set up with it. So even with a good VP, it's going to be, you're going to have to look for the timing on a Nubarak to get in, and then Water Elemental, Jaina with Blizzard, Starfall. A lot of steady damage there for a wombo, but we'll have to see. As I said, the Zeratul will be very hit or miss on this. And it looks like we're getting to the lobby, ladies and gentlemen. So, Sylvanas with the Wailing Arrow, I highly suspect, or at least I want to say, Vala will go Strafe. Strafe from a Mosh, Judgment, and Shield. Let's go, Terran Crew. Oh, my obs? What? I'm apparently playing. I mean, I'd like to play, but not against these guys. I'll tell you that. Yeah, Smexy style and I swap places. That's kind of funny. So I think that's what VMX is gonna host. How is host AFK? Why is host always AFK? I don't know. VermitraX is not blue. They are gonna be red, and it will be Puszek on blue today. So what can we expect to see out of Puszek as I'm continually trying to fight for my obs slot here? It's going to be a VP Starfall. I want to say Web Blast from Manubarak, but there's 3 melee on the side of VMX, so very well could be a Locust. You got a good amount of targets for them. All right, got my slot. Brightwing to go for the blink heals. He could actually make a case for Emerald Wind. Again, there's going to be 3 melee and an Emerald Wind. If you cast it just before that, the Mosh Pit will, I think, actually successfully interrupt it. So curious, and like to see the Water Elemental here from Jaina. So those are what I expect to see for the ults. We don't have Vikings, no Kael'thas, and Sky Temple's a big map, man. Big map. If EDC doesn't go Mosh, then he's going to go Stage Dive and try to just kind of be wherever Brightwing is so that he can get as much global experience for the team as possible. But that's enough talking about it. We're going to be jumping in. Apparently I'm dropping a ton of frames. So that's not good. We'll have to see what that looks like. Twitch, please. Twitch, please. Stay alive, Twitch. All right, looks like it passed. Good thing it didn't happen during the gameplay. That would have been terrible. Curious, though. I've dropped less than 1% of the frames, but the fluctuation is very strange. All right, semifinals, guys. Winner of this into our first best of 3 of the night and our last set of games. And, you know, VermitraX has been pretty much unstoppable. Puszek, of course, also unstoppable to get here into the semis. And only one can move on. And that will be it. So, on the left-hand side, Puszek team of... oh, God, I'm going to terribly do this. Chubek? I think it's Chubek. Shadow Bro. Chubek. Goter. Ubrim, and Fuzzer backwards, which is Ruzev. We'll call him Rusev. Maybe? I don't know. Zuff. Call him Zuff. BZ, Smexy, of course, Escape, Lotus, and Bims are going to make up. VermitraX should be very familiar names by now as we're into the semifinals. I've been following these guys all day. So, Dive for the Eye. Not going to be in effect. Nobody dying for the Eye today. But we do got Shadow Bro top. And once more, we do see, you know, these bigger clumps, at least in the central area here from VermitraX. Although they're very confident that they can just come up against Shadow Bro, and they picked the right lane. We do got Zerto in the mid there with Goter and Chubek. And they're only going to go up against Lotus. So it's probably going to be a roam. I want to say it's going to be a roam comp here from Puszek, but who's going to actually be the roamers? I wanted to say Nubarak and Tyrande, but it looks like it's going to be Uberim and Tyrande instead. And they're going to find Uberim here. Stealth is no good to those that know how to look for it, and they will maintain that eye. So Escape and Zuff, not really a lot going to be getting done there. And yeah, I guess it's going to be the party lane top. So what do we got for some of these talents? Regen, finally, not a Beetle Master at level 1. Regen Master, Rapid Displacement, Lingering Chill, Ranger's Mark, and Arcane Precision. Not Bribe, not Scouting Drone. Okay, we'll have to see how that works. So will this be our first bribe of the game? I'll be curious. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Zuff is just trying to make sure Escape doesn't go anywhere in a hurry, and he does have that phase shield ready to go. It does not seem to be any kind of contest for the temples as of yet, though. So I don't think he's going to be leaving that lane. Tyrael is coming up, and it does look like VMX really want to make sure that they solidify this point. And, they basically got it at this point. BZ is not going to have anything really to fall back to, but he's just going to get chased off. So Temples will go 1-1. Escape is going to come back into the bottom lane. Show us the promotes. Nope. Protective shield. Does Europe just not like promote? I don't know, man. Don't know. So BZ's just holding it down here with Smexy. This is, I think, the first time we've not really seen Sylvanas get a lot of early game value from VMX. So I wonder if that's going to portend a little bit of doom here or not. Lotus and Goter are still going neck and neck, and Escape actually is going to get chased off by Zuff. Wow. Good stuff. We do got the Legion of Beetles. Gathering Powers, Snowstorm for the increased radius on Blizzard. The double shield is going to be in effect for the Flex plus the Brightwing. Now the Tyrande was a last pick. I wonder if they're going to go Mule. I wonder if they picked her for the Mule and Flex. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. ETC is now going to swap into bottom. That's going to leave Escape and Bims to go grab some of these giants. No giant movement as of yet, but we do got a gank here on top of Smexy. Oh, the stun! That last stun from Puszek is going to be enough. Lotus feels a little bit bad now about leaving this ETC off to his devices, but that will be the first blood. The nice roam. Good stuff coming out of Puszek. Double-necked Rolling Stone. We got the multi-shots. The one Envenom, the one shield, and amplified healing for Arterial, so he really does want to try to stay alive. No problem. And that's with that kill. Actually, the rotations plus the kill. Remember, Escape actually wasn't in the bottom lane for a little bit there as well. That's almost about a half level between the two teams. Now, Escape is, trying to just promote this lane in terms of, push it forward. They had the Mercs, but now he's going to be the one that's actually going to get ganked here. Throws out the sword. We got the blink ready. Escape is going to actually escape. Uberaim was a little bit late on that blink, but level 7 talents versus 6, and you do want to be retreating there anyways. You're down that talent tier. Here's the second beetle with the leeching, Gust of Healing, First Aid, Frostbitten, and Lunar Blaze. So Lunar Blaze for the Lunar Flare means we're probably going to see Shooting Star 16 for the Tyrande. So going to be a little bit of damage. Now we do got actually Uberaim off here. He's going to find Vala and the steal on top of these bruisers. Really nice roam here from the Puszek team. That means that this is not going to be the pressure that we were looking for here from VermitraX, because they're not going to be able to just march down that lane. Now, we do actually have to escape on the point down here, but everybody's about to kind of jump down on top of him, and he immediately sees that, throws out the sword. He did take about half the ammo. So about half and half, it's the best trade you can really do without losing anyone. And this top lane, Zuff is still up here. He is not needed for any of these fights. He is getting a ton of value for the split push potential. And that is going to put us at a nice level 10 to 9 advantage in the next few moments here. Puszek is definitely doing good work here in this early game. It's not going to be quite this bottom fort that sometimes we do see in these exchanges, but still, that tower is going to be the level 10. And ooh, the level 10, they feel confident of diving to Escape here. They don't have the 10 actually popping out yet, so they can't dive him as of yet. Go Terror, go Terror, go Terror. He is going to take the Locust Swarm. So he's going to be diving right on into the melee bungle here. And he is going to go for those Lotus. Nice way to get that kill on top of Tyria. The body blocks, the nice stun there from Puszek. And that will actually be the fort. Basically, a fort and a kill, but all they paid for it there was the Bright One. And I say all, but still, it's still a heck of a deal. There's so much value out of this bottom that the Brightwing has been doing so much value top with the split pushing. He got caught out a little bit, but at the same time, level 11 compared to that level 9, Puszek is so far ahead right now. We do got the Locust, we got the Emerald Wind, Void Prison. Emerald Wind is not what I expected. Curious to see if we're seeing Overflowing Light now from Tyrande at level 13. But, all right, the Emerald Wind, they're really trying to punish the triple melee comp here. So I guess that will be that. We do also have that Starfall as expected there as well. So this is where we're looking for a VP and a Starfall. There goes the VP. Keeps 3 there in the back. Stage dive to safety from Lotus. It's not going to be that much that we were looking for, but unstoppable with the cleanse coming out there from Smexy on top of that Tyrael will keep Escape alive. We got the shield, Judgment, Wailing Arrow, Strafe, and Stage Dive. It's not going to be the Mosh. But that could be the undoing of this fight. Escape has a water elemental on top of him. Go Terra has already used the Locust. He's going to get shield, 1 more hit, and he's going to drop. And this could be the start of the comeback here for VermitraX and crew. They will take those Giants. Escape is still chasing on. Puszek has no mana. Shadow Bro has no mana. They can easily dive out these towers with the double tank, but Lotus can't get past his teammate. Escape is body blocking him for great justice, and it looks like Puszek might actually live. Shadow Bro, however, will not. Zuff is now down here. Same with Uberim, and BZ is on the wrong side of this one. Here's the Emerald Dream to stop the rest of the team from coming to that rescue. So despite the fact that we lost that fight, we actually equaled out that chase. Had ETC been able to get past Tyrael much quicker, it might have been a very different story. But VermitraX showing us that they're not out of this one quite yet. They are down in levels, but they're able to solidify a good amount of kills. They actually did win out that fight, and they were able to get their mercs here as well. Temples are up during all this, though, and double temples are blue. Go Terra into the top with those beetles. We got Zuff into the bottom because he was just simply there. This is a really nice timing attack. There goes the forts. Both forts are down. Zuff does not need to stay down here anymore. He took almost half. That's pretty good. Nobody's contesting Go Terra top. We have Lotus there, but he's going to stage dive bottom. There goes Uther. He's going to die off screen. The Lotus is going to come in right into the back. The Zeratul is gone. There goes Zuff there as well. And now Puszek and Shadow Bro are cornered. This is going to be a 4-man wipe. The only one that will live out of this one is going to be that Anubarak, because he's just simply not here. Oh, wow. That was a money fight. It was a 4 for 2, but we will get the rest of the points here for Lotus, and that will actually get them their first fort. Now this top lane, it has been hammered really hard by the lasers from that top shrine. And Go Terra is just trying to rub salt in the wound, so to speak. They took the entire gate. He almost took this tower here as well. And, even a little bit of a skirmish. The experience lead is still solid here for Puszek, but it has shrunk. It's about a half level compared to almost the 2 levels that we saw earlier. And VermitraX with the team fights are just absolutely insane right now. They are really showing that their comp can bring this back. I said I wanted to see a Mosh, and I still really actually do. But the stage dives so far have been really, really on point. One to save his life, the other to clean up a 4-man kill. So Lotus is impressing the hell out of me. I'll leave it at that, yeah. So, Giants are going to go down here for Puszek. They are 15 to the 14.5 of their opponents. They will get 16 talents first. What do we actually have at the 13? Well, Go Terra actually does have the Burning Rage, and you might actually wish he had the Chitness right now because he's about to drop. You could, even with that Lotus going out, there's no way he can deal with a 4-man pressure. We got Sprint, Wormhole, the improved Ice Block, and Sprint once more. Level 13 talents on the flip, though, is Showstopper, so the damage reduction every time you Power Slide. The Frost Shot completes the multi-shot build. Evasive Fire for the movement speed. The Imposing Will at level 13, that is basically mandatory here for Tyraels. And Shrink Ray. Shrink Ray for the Zeratul, Shrink Ray for the Nubrak, Shrink Ray for whoever he wants, really. And it's good. It's good. We have been posturing around this boss for a little bit. Puszek still has the experience lead by a smidgen, and we'll get their 16s first. So we are just going to try to split up and soak. We might actually be looking for a collapse on top. Zuff has no teammates anywhere around here. The tempo is actually going to go the way of VermitraX, so he didn't see it coming, but he's a very small character model. He's able to slip right between those big tanks. VP is going down. Here comes the rest of the team from Puszek. They are actually looking to collapse on top of Smexy, not on top of BZ and Escape, but they are very much on the wrong side of the wall. But they both have escapes. They're now going to be there with their team. Could this be the turnaround and kill? We've seen it happen already today. VermitraX saying nope, they're just going to regroup. Is this going to be a judgment? They have that temple for a little bit longer, and I keep saying temple, I mean the eye. Lotus, however, is going to go in. That damage reduction and the stun amount is enough to bring down the Brightwing. There's no heals really left for that Anubarak. He dies off there in the corner. Are we going to go for a stage dive to cut off these lovely ladies? We are. But where is it going to be? It's not going to be on them, but it will stop them from going into that wall. Shadow Bro is going to be the big pickup there. We have that shield on top of Escape as well. No counter whatsoever. And VermitraX, yet again, takes another team fight that is just out of this world. 3 kills, 0. Vala, skin of her teeth, but hey, she lived right through it. Puszek and Uberim are here. The big thing about that last fight was that the VP went down and there was not really a big collapse on top of those targets. They instead went for the much tankier Uther, the much tankier ETC. They didn't get anything for him. Now Puszek is actually behind in levels at the level 16 mark. This is the one temple that is still up, and Lotus is about to finish off the shots. Or will he? Who actually got those shots? No, they did actually finish off those shots. Despite the fact GoTerra was on that point, the shots did finish up here for VermitraX. So they have almost equalized out the fort options now. That top fort is just not long for this world. So let's look at some of the 16s where we have the chance. Blood for Blood, Critterize, Double Bombs, Numbing Blast for the Roots on Chrono Cold, and True Shot Aura. On the other side, Imposing Presence, 3 Blood for Bloods, and the Benediction. 3 Blood for Bloods will tear through an Anubarak. Doesn't matter if he has Locusts up. It will tear through that Anubarak. Lotus is just going to go in. He gets that last few shots on the fort. He's now going to come down. Anubarak already dead before I can even get here. The stage dive is good. Shadow Bro is only alive because of that VP and those blink heals from Zup. We do got that Water Elemental and that Starfall ticking away, but it's not going to get as much damage as you might think because of that VP and because of the positioning. Uberim now is just trying to be as annoying as he can in the back with those double bombs. But we have no Anubarak. We have no engage. Might not matter as Smexy forces out that Divine Shield on top of himself. He will stay alive. You can see Uberim is still being an aggressive Zeratul off to the side. Is he going to pay for it? He will not. And in fact, the rest of the team here from VermitraX is going to just stop with the boss. The boss has been leashed. It has been stopped. Puszek is going to be the target, and he will die to the slows of Escape and the damage of BZ. Uberim again goes in. Double bomb, blinks back out with the wormhole. Escape is not going to get hit by the second wave of that blizzard, but instead he will throw out the sword. And it looks like all 5 team members will actually escape here from VermitraX. We are still pushing in really hard from Puszek, but they are down the level, they are down the manpower, and they are just trying to be as annoying as possible so that they can get the position here for this temple. Temple is up. GoTerra is on it. Escape might say no. The rest of the team here is posturing a little bit. We got Zuff into the top. He has phase shift. That's our phase shield. That's going to be okay. Uberim and the rest of the crew, however, is not interested in contesting. They will just immediately make a beeline here for the bottom and try to trade out as many shots as they can. So this game has gone a complete 180 from the early game to the late. Early game, Puszek was up level 10 to 8. Now it's 19-18 for VermitraX. Their team fights have been super on point. They've left this top. They are 100% interested in fighting and contesting this bottom. And if GoTerra doesn't get out soon, he might not get out. Smexy style is actually going to be the big guy in the bubble. They take down the Tyrael. He went in. Smexy got stunned. There was no heals for him whatsoever. Will Smexy get out of this one? Well, he's going to throw down the shield, and it looks like he will live at least for now. He activates the boss, but that's not going to get much done. With that Tyrael down, this is a big opportunity for Puszek to get both of these shrines and finish off the shots, see if they can take a keep for it. But all the shots are going to hit different keeps, so it's not going to be able to condense. I'm not entirely too sure they're going to get that keep, but Lotus, wow, great power slide. He gets in there. Big kill, second big kill. Puszek should not have been trying to chase. They should have been just trying to take these points and immediately eject as soon as they saw danger. Despite the manpower, they are still down now in kills, in level. Level 20 has now been also achieved. And with those last 2 kills and the last shots from the temple, it's going to be this boss. And it's very, very likely that VermitraX is going to get this one uncontested. Bolt, 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 hardened shield, and redemption. A lot of mobility has now been added to the lineup here of VermitraX. Puszek, however, is level 20 as well. Hive Master. Okay. Not, I think, the popular choice these days. Hive Master, Storm Shield, Rewind for the Zeratul, Bolt, and Storm Shield again. Double Storm Shields might be able to mitigate a little bit of this initial damage. If they can do what they just did against Smexy, where Descape goes in, Lotus goes in, and they can VP out Smexy, they might have the damage and now the survivability to kind of survive through Descape, to survive through Lotus. If they can do that again, I think Puszek is still in a good position to win this game. This next team fight, though, if it doesn't happen, and if Smexy gets caught, ooh, very close, then VermitraX still has actually a really good shot here as well. I mean, the race to 20 is done. We're on even talent tiers. We have all of our heroics up. Descape and Crew are going to go in. VP on Smexy. Descape goes in. Lotus is there. And once more, the Tyrael is going to go into the void. The Emerald Wind is there as well to stop out anybody from this escape, as well as that Starfall getting massive damage. Good stun on top of BZ. That's going to force out the blink. Smexy still has the shield. He's likely going to need to use it on himself right about now. He will escape out of this one, or at least he will posture to escape. No stuns. Well, we do get the Go Terror, but he's not going to be able to body block an ETC. Not yet. And once more, again, the VP on Smexy, they blow up the Tyrael. We have the manpower here to go grab this temple, but I would want to see Puszek continue to try to fight. They have 5 man to 4. If they stick together and push hard, I think they can take him out. If they split up like this, it could be disastrous. Chubek is going to be a big target here. Go Terror over the wall comes in with the stuns, however, and Zuff is there as well for the heals. It will keep Puszek going. They're now starting to work again on these points. Tyrael's up in 5 seconds. If Puszek cannot take down Smexy, BZ, or Bims here, I think this might be a big re-engage. We still have stage dive. Strafe is back up. The Judgment will be here in 5 seconds. And you're going to expect to see a Judgment coming right in from the Tyrael as soon as you can. He finds the Go Terror. Swording through, does not find a DPS to Judgment. But still, again, I wanted to see Puszek fight there. They had a 5-on-4 advantage. They tried to soak up as many shots as they could. And they did. They did take a lot of shots. They do have 2 keeps down. That is to their credit. But now, can they replicate this one more time? 3rd time the charm. If they can take out Smexy and blow up Tyrael, I want to see them start really pushing for a win here. Go Terror's going to be the big target. He goes in. Bims and BZ into the back. It's going to be the shield this time on Tyrael. They got the DPS out of it. The storm, the stage dive for the survivability. Zuff perhaps a little bit too far forward now. He is getting extremely low. He will drop, but not before Tyrael, not before Vala drop there as well. BZ, Smexy, and Lotus are the only survivors here, but Shadow Bro is a little bit too far forward. Where is this team? They need to get him here. Where's the heal? Chubek with the heal. It will keep the Shadow Bro alive. Go Terror now has a big opportunity. Who will he stun and take down? Smexy does have redemption. He's going to come back very quickly. He needs to get to his team. He needs to heal them up, and the team needs to congregate around that. They turn and fight. The flash heals are good. BZ trades out for that Zeratul, but now Smexy is back in style, and unfortunately that style is going to be a repeat death. 4 down for VermitraX, 2 down for Puszek. We have 3 shots and the multi, and we have no keeps. Core has been taking damage. We've had catapults on it this whole time. Lasers on it as well. Here comes the next 5 shots. Rush for the win, and Puszek can win and go for this. 30%, the catapults are just wrecking it. Go Terror is here with his Beetle army, and this will be the win. I think 19% and counting. Can Chubek take it? Can Zuff take it? They can. With that Emerald Wind, the catapults are good, and Zuff will take home the core. Puszek moves on to the finals. It was a great run, VermitraX, but unfortunately, this is where you get off, and the hype train will continue with Puszek into the finals.